Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video I'm going to review another show that I haven't reviewed in a while, Wilfred, Season 3, Episode 12, Heroism, and Episode 13, Regrets. Now this was really a Part 1, Part 2 finale. I like to just think of it as one big episode, but I can see why they did two separate ones because the second episode was very different from the first one. Although they both shared the same theme in which that these did not feel like comedy episodes at all. They were not very funny at all. They were definitely very, very dark. And that's the thing I love about Wilfred. It gets when it's really dark, it gets really good because I really get invested in it when it gets really dark and they have like really big twists and plot twists and things that change up the story. I think that's definitely a very good way of the storytelling element to make him really dark. They always make these season finales really dark. Now, I haven't been watching a lot of this season. Now, there were two reasons why. One, started to get a little annoyed by the character Anne. She started to really annoy me, and I stopped watching it. But then also, I had episodes on my DVR. I just forgot to watch them, and then I said, okay, I'm just going to wait till the finale. So I did. And let's just start off with Part 1. Part 1 I thought was a great episode. Part 1 I think was one of the best episodes of Wilfred we've had. Very good episode, and I really like the message in it. So the episode was basically about, you know how Ryan keeps trying to be the hero to everyone? Well, Wilfred wanted to try to be the hero, and Ryan had slipped on something, and slipped, I don't remember what it was that he slipped on, but he tripped and fell, and Jenna was actually the one that saved Ryan, though, and Wilfred still feels upset about this, but Jenna basically comes over, and she basically says, do you need help, are you okay, and Ryan just snaps at her, he doesn't want her there, and we can kind of see that he really does like her, so that's why he's just snapping on her, because he doesn't want to admit that he likes her because she told him earlier that her and Drew were trying to start a family, basically, and he doesn't want to get close to her because Ryan is friends with Drew. You know, they actually get along well. They're good friends, and that if he were to say to Jenna that he likes her, then that could affect his friendship with Drew and also his friendship with Jenna, and of course Wilfred. It could affect all three of them, and so he doesn't really tell her that. But then Wilfred still wants to be the hero, so then he sets their house on fire, basically. He sets their house on fire, and he almost dies, but Bear ends up dying in the fire, so that's the end of Bear, basically. Bear's dead. And I like that Wilfred was really to the side in this episode. That whole thing was just to the side. I really like that. But then, before anything can happen, anything big can happen, Jenna comes back, and Ryan basically apologizes for what he said to her, and just before they could say goodbye, they end up kissing. And that's basically how Part 1 ended. I thought that was a really cool way to end it. Very dark. And as you can tell, the episode was dark, especially with the whole Ryan, Jenna, Drew triangle. I like this triangle. And yeah, so that's basically what was going on there. And then Part 2, Regrets, was a very different episode. It was even darker than the first part. The first part had a lot of comedy in the beginning, but then it started to get dramatic. This one was basically just like a big drama. There was so much going on. First of all, Ryan feels bad that he kissed Jenna. He's afraid that he broke the bro code and stuff like that. So he goes to Drew, basically, and Drew basically says how he's happy that Wilfred didn't die, and at the same time, Jenna also said they're not going to try, her and Drew are not going to start a family. They decide they don't want to do that. But she also decides that she's changing the way things are with Ryan. She just wants to be friends, and you can see that Ryan was kind of upset about this. He really does like Jenna, and he really does want to be with her, but he can't be with Jenna because she's with Drew. She's married to Drew, and he can't be with Jenna because that'd be cheating, and he doesn't want that to happen because he's already made so many bad mistakes. He doesn't want anything else to happen, basically. So that's what happened there. But then, before anything else can happen, they have another confrontation. Jenna starts to realize, wait a minute, did you just want Wilfred to get closer to me? And before anything can happen, Jenna decides that she's going to take Wilfred with her. So Wilfred leaves, basically, and after this happens, that's when the episode started to get really, really dark. Because we started to see that Ryan went to his job, basically, went to his father. He was talking to his father, and he sees Anne, who he just got rid of in the last episode, which I did see that episode. It was an okay episode, but I'm glad she was gone. But basically, we find out that Anne was actually a spy for Ryan's father. And Ryan's father had cameras throughout the whole house because he basically, you know how Ryan can only see Wilfred? Basically, Ryan's father thinks his son is insane. So that's why he has cameras all over the place, and all this time, he's been having cameras all over the place. So Ryan goes over to his father, and his father basically says, okay, I'll make you a deal here. Either you work for me, or I'm sending you to the nut house, basically. And that's basically what he threatens to do. And before Ryan can make a decision, he kind of starts to think, is Wilfred working with his father? Does his father know something about Wilfred? Is Wilfred just like some crazy person? And Wilfred actually ends up attacking Ryan, and before Ryan can make a decision, his father ends up slipping on a tennis ball, and he ends up dying. So that's basically the end of Ryan's father. He died. And that's basically what happened there. So then after this, we go back to the funeral, and basically we see that Jenna kind of tells Ryan, they kind of start this agreement where he can see Wilfred every few hours, basically. That's what was going on there. They did make an agreement, kind of like when you get a divorce with someone. It's the same thing with a pet, I guess. You can see someone every few hours. Yeah, so that's basically what was going on there. Ryan goes to meet his mother, and he's at the funeral, and she basically says how, in some way, their father was actually trying to protect him, which is true. All Ryan's father was trying to do was trying to help his son, because he thought he needed help. He thought Ryan was insane, which he could be insane. He could just be talking to himself. We don't know that, though. And I thought that was a very big cliffhanger that all that worked. I thought that was very, very big. And as soon as all this happens, Ryan starts to realize that in order for him to get out of here, he needs to basically just leave. At first, he was planning on leaving already, but now he's like, okay, I'm going to leave without Wilfred, basically. And he decides to abandon Wilfred and go elsewhere, so that way, people won't think he's crazy, because he's still afraid people are coming after him. And, basically, before anything can happen, though, Ryan finds this statue, basically. And the statue is of this, is a man in a dog suit. He found this envelope in his father's, envelope in his father's office. And there was an address, and it led him to this dog statue. And I was basically like, what the hell is going on here? Like, a man in a dog statue? So wait a minute. Did Ryan's father hire Wilfred? Is Wilfred just someone who Ryan's father hired to prove his son was crazy? Or, I don't know what's going on here. But this does make perfect sense why Ryan's father did not want him near Kristen's baby, because he thought that his son was insane, and he thought that his son was going to make Joffrey basically, go insane too. He didn't want the same thing to happen, because Kristen is his daughter, and he didn't want the same thing to happen. So I thought that was really, really big. Overall, I thought it was a very good finale, very, very dark. The only part I didn't like was I felt in part 2 there was a little too much Wilfred. I did feel there was too much of it, especially in part 1. But I thought both parts were very good with the dark stuff. So yeah, Jenna and Ryan, I don't know where they stand exactly. We don't know what's going to happen. It looks like Jenna and Ryan are pretty much just acquaintances now. we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, that's basically it for this review. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of the season finale. What do you think of the man the dog statue? Is Wilfred really someone that Ryan's father hired, or is Wilfred just part of Ryan's vision? Like, who is Wilfred? That's what we were always wondering. Do you think we're going to see Ryan without Wilfred for a couple episodes? I thought that was how it was going to be in season 1. But the way they ended it, it really looks like this time it's going to be like that. Because it seems like he's going to go so far away that Wilfred can't come with him. Where do Jenna and Ryan stand? Do you think they're going to try to do you think Jenna really does have feelings for Ryan, but she doesn't want to admit it? What other question do I have? Oh, okay. Are there more people on the way to get Ryan? Are there other people to, send Ryan to the net house or mental institution or whatever it is? But that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next video. Okay, bye.